Jury Duty is an American reality show chronicling the inner workings of a jury trial in the US through the eyes of one juror, Ronald Gladden, a man who is unaware that his jury duty summons was not official and that everyone in the courtroom aside from him is an actor. Everything that happens inside and outside of the courtroom is planned. Now, the show came out pretty recently on Amazon Prime, and I assume a lot of you have seen it, and if you did, you probably liked it. It's a good show. I liked it. It's also a really good idea for a reality show. But today, we're going to be taking a look at the origin of that idea, the Joe Schmo Show. This show has had many iterations. It started in the mid-2000s, got canceled, brought back in the early 2010s, canceled again, and now it's being rebooted on TBS next year, I think. Maybe it's already out. I don't know. I couldn't get to the article without the ad blocker thing popping up. I couldn't read the damn thing fast enough. Now, like I said, this is a really good idea for a show. So normally I don't shit on shows that I think are actually good, which is the main reason why I didn't cover Jury Duty, because I just like the show. But the Joe Schmo Show is special because you know where it aired? Spike TV. And you know what that means?
Can you fart so hard your balls explode?
It could mean a lot of things, if we're being honest. The version we're going to be looking at today is the early 2010s version. I don't know why, this was just the first one that popped up for me. I'm assuming the early 2000s one is probably worse in some ways, but I think this is still going to be pretty bad because it still aired on Spike. Eventually I'll get to the earlier one, but for today we're going to be watching Season 3, Episode 1 of the Joe Schmo Show.
We searched America, and we think we've found the answer. Meet Chase Rogan.
Pick me, Bounty Project.
A 28-year-old greenskeeper from Pittsburgh. Chase will compete in a cutthroat reality show called The Full Bounty.
So now we're going to meet the other contestants, the actors that are all in on it, and it does feel like something Spike TV would have curated. You'll see why.
Randy, the asshole. You. Lavernius, the black guy.
You know, sometimes I don't need to add a joke to something, but I'd still like to pause and us all collect ourselves for a moment. Also, I'm sorry, I've not worn this shirt in so long, and I bought it from Marshall's originally, and it feels like it was two shirts sewed together with different sizes. Like this sleeve, like this, everything's fucked up about this shirt, but it usually gets me a lot of views on the videos that I wear it in, so yeah. So you know what? I'm going to throw in a different shirt and a hat. Let's do that right now. Well guys, I was just thinking about how we're pretty much halfway through the year now, and that made me think about my New Year's resolutions. And if some of you guys remember, the last time that I talked about those was when we had longtime sponsor of the channel and current sponsor of this video, Babbel. As you can imagine, my New Year's resolutions went about as good as they usually do, which means I had some catching up to do. But it was easy with Babbel, one of the top language learning apps in the world. And like I've said many times before, what makes them great is the fact that they teach through real-life conversations. It's not just multiple choice, which I like because it challenges you a little bit more. It doesn't just make you good at taking Spanish quizzes. Now, I've always wanted to learn a new language, especially Spanish, because what I learned in high school, it failed me. I didn't really come out of it knowing, well, I didn't know much about anything else I learned, but Spanish especially I wanted to learn. But as I'm pulling right into my mid-20s, I'm learning so much more with Babbel than I ever did before, which is really exciting. I'm learning fun phrases like, ¿Dónde está el baño? Which you guys know I be saying a lot. Or even other helpful phrases when communicating with people like, ¿Tú hablas inglés? For when you aren't trying to ask someone where the bathroom is. So if you want to learn a new language and see how easy Babbel can fit into your life, use my link below and get 60% off your Babbel subscription. If you do, let me know what language you want to learn and why. With all that being said, thank you to Babbel for sponsoring, and now back to the video. Never mind, I'm tired of that outfit. I went back to this one. Let's watch the show.
Chico, the ex-con. Carly and Stan, the deaf girl and her interpreter.
Look at all these people in this dining house.
Very exciting. There's lots of people here.
Either one of two things is going to happen here. Either she's going to be actually deaf and it's going to be fine because she's, you know, actually deaf and not doing a voice, or she's not deaf and she's doing a voice.
For over a year, we've had writers crafting outrageous storylines.
I don't know much about TV, aside from everything I know from only watching it as my job, but that seems like a long time for just a reality show, don't you think?
So while the writers were working, we sent teams all over the country looking for the perfect guy.
I am from St. Louis, Missouri.
Tulsa, Oklahoma, Denver.
Tennessee.
I'm so gorgeous.
He has to have high moral standards, be competitive, and most importantly, want to be a bounty hunter.
Okay, you're getting a little specific there. They have to have good moral values, want to become a bounty hunter, which is fine. You can, I guess maybe you can be a good moral bounty hunter, but then to also want to go on a reality show to become a bounty hunter, I feel like you're gonna have trouble finding your guy.
My name is Chase Rogan.
Chase Rogan is the perfect Joe.
He's a good guy.
Coming to you from New Brighton baseball field, overseeing this sod job.
You know, for 2013, his camera fucking sucks.
A little bit nervous, but I don't think it's anything that I can't handle. Every kid grows up fantasizing about a cool job. Who wouldn't want to be a bounty hunter? It's as close to a superhero as you can get.
That is what they say.
The thing about our cast is we're all working actors, and if he recognizes one of us from one of these projects, we could be screwed.
Look, I don't want to be rude or disrespectful to these working actors, but I think you'll be fine. You're not going to be 30 days into this and he's just going to be like, hey, wait a second, I know you, you're from the Claritin D commercial.
I am psyched about this competition. I'm gonna be a bounty hunter and I'm here to win.
That is so obviously the Spike TV company car. I've never seen anything more Spike TV with 4 wheels than that.
I'm nervous. I'm really nervous. It's just really hitting me that the second that I get out of this Hummer, it's real. The worlds collide.
Such an interesting experiment. Can't wait to see what happens.
So now we basically just get every person rolling up saying a different version of the same thing. But pretty early on, we get kind of a scare where it looks like things might already be going south.
Dude, they let you keep your beard. Production is like, yeah, they want you to shave your beard. So I literally just shaved my beard 10 minutes ago in the bathroom.
Chase says they let you keep your beard. They made me shave mine. Inside my head, I'm thinking, holy shit, his radar went up.
Really? Welcome to LA.
You know, for these all being working actors and them having worked on this production already for a year, this guy's improv skills are not it. He just shut down at the first sign of him maybe being onto something. That's weird they let you keep your beard. I had to shave mine off. Are you good? Well, that's LA for ya. Like, the model girl had to step in and save his ass because he just didn't know what to do. All he had to do was just lie. That's what this show is built on, is lie. All he had to do was just say, oh, that's weird. Problem solved.
Carly is a successful woman who just happens to have a hearing impairment.
Deaf.
Is she deaf?
Okay, so she's not deaf, so she's just hamming up that deaf voice. Oh, yeah. I feel like it wouldn't have been that hard to find a deaf actor. I know there are plenty. You could have found a deaf actor who has a sense of humor about this whole thing and knows this is all outrageous, and I feel like that would have made it better. But they at Spike TV, they had to have something. Had to be a problem something.
Isn't this gonna be a little tough? Like a deaf person trying to be a bounty hunter? I guess maybe if there are loud sounds that are meant to scare you, like gunfire, well, if she can't hear it, then she's not gonna get scared.
All right, Chase for thinking outside the box. Also, if you know sign language, let me know in the comments if either her or her interpreter are actually signing correctly or if they're just fucking around and just moving their hands. I would like to know.
Nice to meet you.
Colleen.
Colleen?
Carly.
Carleen.
Carly.
Carly.
Carly?
Carly.
Carly?
Yes,
Carly.
Carly.
Chase.
Now, while her hamming up the voice is not the best, they do have some pretty funny moments with her and the interpreter, like this with him talking at just the right point so that they never get the name right. They do some pretty funny bits throughout the episode like that.
I play the big, muscular, token black guy that appears on reality shows.
Chase.
Lavernius, man. But I do have a few secrets that's gonna put Chase in some awkward situations.
Nice to meet you, man.
I play the token black guy of the show, and I've got a couple tricks up my sleeve to really seal the deal here. One of them being I am black.
There's some people here who are a little bit bigger than me, a little bit stronger than me, but nobody wants to be a bounty hunter as bad as I do.
I do like how even though he's like the normal, straight man of the whole thing, he still does like kind of have fun with it and try to ham up the reality show thing himself.
He could not recognize me depending on whether or not, he's had cable. Who knows? I'm hoping somebody recognizes me.
I don't, so I think you'll be fine. I also haven't been watching A&E in 2013, so maybe I haven't seen any of the commercials on that channel.
My character is reaching for stereotypes of television stardom. Special treatment, totally self-centered motivations.
Looks like the renegade guy.
Renegade?
Yeah, there is Lorenzo Lamas. There's Lorenzo Lamas. Lorenzo Lamas in the house. What's up, bro?
What's going on?
How you doing, man?
Yeah, he would have went the whole show not knowing who this guy is. They had to have one of the actors like script it out saying, hey, it's Lorenzo. You're the guy from that show that that's on at like 11 p.m. on A&E. I don't know what channel or what show that he was on. I just assumed by his look.
To be honest, I don't know who Lorenzo is.
He used to do a show called Renegade where he was a bounty hunter, actually. Yeah, dude, so that's crazy, yeah.
See, he had no fucking clue. It wouldn't have been an issue at all.
Lavernius.
Hey, Lavernius.
What's going on, man? Wow, I've seen some of your stuff.
Looks like I got some competition.
Kind of cool, man.
Looks like I've got some competition. Why? How? Oh, both people of color, you know? What? You're black and I'm Italian.
Welcome to the full bounty. What the f*** are you doing?
I'm Stan. I'm Carly's interpreter.
I was told she could read lips.
She can, but it's easy.
Can you read lips?
I read lips.
I'm looking right at her. Get back in line.
So this show, like I said, does have some actually funny parts in it sprinkled through, like shit like that with the interpreter. He's always getting shit on in some way like that. So I don't want to just sit here and make this a hit piece pretending that there's nothing good about this show, okay?
But as I look at your smiling faces, I can't help but think, why the f*** are you smiling?
Coming up next on the Joe Schmo Show.
The truth is, most of you don't have what it takes to finish the journey. I'm guessing one of you does. And if that one person is you, you'll be rewarded with a 1-year contract to work as a bounty hunter. And of course, $100,000.
Okay, I was gonna say, I was hoping there was something on top of the becoming a bounty hunter for a year thing, because, like, you can do that on your own. So, $100,000 kind of helps. Oh, and the biggest prize of them all. Being made fun of on the internet 10 years later by me.
Your first bounty hunting lesson starts right now. Let's hightail it to the backyard.
Let's go.
So we're gonna frustrate the hell out of him to see if he can handle it or if he's a quitter.
This pile of 18,000 silver keys, there are far few gold-colored keys that have your names on them. There are multiple keys for each of you. You find one of those, and you found the key to your room.
I would go home right now. This, just even having to find the keys on their own, I'm like, fucking, that's a lot of fucking keys, isn't it? Jesus Christ. And you gotta imagine those keys are probably hot as fuck. They've been sitting in the sun for 2 hours. So now, as they said before, they're going to try and annoy the shit out of him with this one. And in doing so, they basically given everyone else plenty of keys to choose from and none for him.
With that in mind, you're about to meet my good friend Rufus. The only thing that's gonna stand between you and Rufus is a chain. But every 30 seconds, that chain's gonna get a little bit longer. You have 5 minutes to complete this challenge. You understand?
So I guess he's just gonna get mauled by that dog. I don't know what else would happen.
Come on, come on, come on.
I got one. Hey, Chloe, 10, 9.
It's terrible. I don't want to be the first one to go home.
2, 1, 0. Time is up, Chase. Please get off.
So I'm just guessing that dog was there to stress them out, make it harder for them to concentrate. Was he supposed to kill anyone?
At this point, I don't know if I'm going home or not, but I can't let my competitors see any weakness in me.
I don't know why it just took me till now to realize the background. Like, what the fuck is why is there a machine gun and a taxidermied skunk behind them? I'm assuming they just went to the prop department and pulled some shit out of the old Deadliest Warrior archives.
No, I never got a key.
You never got a key?
No.
What happened?
I didn't find one.
You got no bed, man. You got no place in the house. No place in the house, no place in the game.
And as it seems that all hope is lost and the show is going to end after only 20 minutes, something big happens. Nah, it's not that big.
Hold on a second. Before we started this whole thing, we put all your names in a hat. We pulled a name out. That person got the top dog suite. The reason Chase didn't find a key is because there was no key for him out there. This is a bounty hunting lesson. And the lesson is, sometimes in bounty hunting, like in life, it pays to be lucky.
Let this be a bounty hunting lesson, because one day you might be out there in the field looking through a pile of 700 keys while a Rottweiler is inching closer and closer to you every 30 seconds in the hot sun, and you're gonna remember this moment.
I've seen this before on other reality shows, a lot of twists and turns, and I just gotta be on my A game and figure this out. Wow.
So now as we see Chase's master suite, which is fucking sweet, we get the next thing that they're gonna do to fuck with him, which is take Lorenzo, I think was his name, the actor that we all should know, but for some reason don't. He basically wants the room, and he's gonna try and push and push and push Chase until he gives him the room.
And this reminds me of some kick-ass places that I've had, you know, before the divorces and the bankruptcy and...
Yeah, man, I'm sorry.
I could totally get behind being here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm here to win the game. It's my top dog suite, and I kind of want to keep it.
I appreciate it. Think about it, though, okay?
All right, yeah, I will.
Also, this is unrelated, but I'm so not rocking with Chase's fit right now. That is an atrocious shirt combination. Each shirt wouldn't have been that great on their own, but he put them together, and I can't think of anything that Gabriel from MILF Manor would want to wear more.
Yeah.
So, where are you from, dude?
Chicago.
Oh, it sucks in the winter, dude. I went there once.
Randy, what do you do?
Work for my stepdad's construction company.
Now, if you guys remember earlier in the episode when they were all meeting each other, there was a little bit of a hiccup with the jerk character, with him not being able to, I don't know, think on his feet at all or use any improv skills whatsoever on a show that seems to be very reliant on that. Well, anyways, don't worry, that'll never happen again.
You said you're from New Orleans?
Outside, Metairie.
Jeez, you look really familiar to me for some reason.
Chase says I look familiar. This is the first day. I mean, this is 2 hours into this thing.
Were you in LA 2 weeks ago?
Hey guys, listen up. You just called Randy out.
This is the first day. I mean, this is 2 hours into this thing. This could be all blown.
Why is this such a scare? Like I said, the show is built upon lies. All they have to do is lie. He could have just said, no, I wasn't. What's he gonna be like? No, I think you were. I wasn't. Okay. It's literally that simple, but the fact that he's sitting there biting his nails down to the nub, freaking out at this question, is not helping their situation whatsoever.
You know what, dude? Everyone thinks red-haired people look alike.
No, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it, man. You look really familiar to me.
I get that too. I mean, I'm not as red as you, but I get that a lot too.
Thank God, what a savior he is for this show. If only it just hadn't taken him 10 minutes to think of it.
So, how are your accommodations?
Very nice.
Everybody comfortable?
So.
So now this next segment is when they start getting into a little bit more outrageous stunts that I think would probably set off most people. It's a little bit more over the top than I think they should have gone for. They basically all got to bring a personal item from home so that they don't feel so lonely. The model brings her portfolio, which of course is just full of X-rated porn, and the jerk, which I will admit is pretty funny, he's like right away on that shit and he asks if he can just keep it.
This book is pretty valuable.
Thank you.
I would love to hold on to it if you want me to.
Would you?
But then the rest of them, it's stuff like their dog's ashes, the widow's picture of her family, that Lorenzo guy's Speedo. I guess he also owns a Speedo company and he gives them each Speedos.
I know he's saying it's his comfort item because, you know, it's comforting his balls or whatever. But to me, he was taking the opportunity to exploit his product.
And then next is the deaf contestant, which, like I mentioned before, they do have some pretty funny bits included with her, but also the fact that she's doing the voice kind of makes it hard.
My combat item? And Mr. Wentworth.
Carly's having a conversation with Mr. Wentworth, but she wasn't moving his mouth at all.
You like the house, Mr. Wentworth?
I think it's a beautiful house.
I like your shirt, too. You like my shirt?
Your shirt's wonderful. I think it's really pretty on you. It brings out your...
Yeah, good.
So while the premise of this, the joke is just that she's a deaf woman who does ventriloquism. I think what actually makes it funny is how they involve the interpreter, just like with the name thing earlier, like him just getting interrupted every time. That's the funny part to me.
I think everyone is kind of like, where's this going?
Who do you think is going to be a biggest competition?
I think Randy's really scary.
But then it just goes on like a little too long.
So we run through our ridiculous comfort items, and it comes to Chase's turn, and he goes into this incredible, touching story about his grandfather, and it gets really emotional.
And then we get to Chase, who has an actual personal item, which is his grandfather's cufflink.
And I'm thinking to myself, Chase, your granddad is definitely looking down from heaven right now, and he's saying to himself, Chase, where the f is my other cufflink?
But now that they've all revealed their personal items, they are given by the host another item for them all to carry, and it's the same thing. A stun gun.
This is a stun gun. Electroshock weaponry.
And they are told, very elegantly, might I add, to keep it safe and protect it.
Guys, treat it like you would a second dick. Girls, treat it like you would if you had a dick.
Oh my God.
Now after all that, we get a follow-up on the whole Lorenzo trying to get Chase's room thing, and it works well for Lorenzo. He breaks that poor man down.
I feel weird, about that thing in your room. I didn't mean to put any pressure on you.
No, truly,
I
man,
apologize. I didn't mean to come on like that. I saw your room and I just loved it so much. It reminded me of so many places I was in my life.
Yeah, man. No, if it makes you more comfortable being in my room, man, you can have it. Truly.
Seriously?
Yeah, man. To me, it's just, it's a room,
If you were a chick, I'd kiss you.
But as Lorenzo moves into Chase's room, we get a little bit of trouble in paradise as some drama ensues.
Jake comes in, I can tell he's pissed about this, but at the same time, I know I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not gonna take the heat for this.
I just didn't see the harm in it.
This is my game. Anything happens in this house, you have a question, you can come to me and ask, all right?
Yes, sir.
We were never really going to let Lorenzo take that room. We need Chase to be in his own room, away from the cast, where we can monitor him and maintain control 24/7.
Is this your stuff?
Yeah.
Back where you were. You, get your stuff back in here.
All right.
Actually, you carry that.
Okay, there is some funny shit in this show. I'm not going to pretend that there's not. The show is actually kind of growing on me. I actually kind of like it. So now our next segment makes us feel a little bit more at home on Spike TV. They bring in a shaman to tell each one of them their individual spirit animals, and this goes just about how you would expect it to go on a Spike TV reality show. Chase's spirit animal ends up being the llama, which is pretty funny because he doesn't really know what a llama sound is, which I feel like most people know what llamas sound like. But he doesn't, so he just very awkwardly tries to make a little bit of noise and not stand out too much so that nobody knows he doesn't know what a llama sounds like.
Oh. I'm thinking to myself, my God, if Chase is still on board after this, the hook is in.
But now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the last segment of the show. A taser fight? Stun gun fight, I guess?
We're gonna randomly pick 2 names out of this box. Those 2 people will face off in a stun gun sudden death.
They are literally fighting each other with stun guns. Spike TV.
Go!
Come on, Mama, what's up?
Come on, Tony.
Go!
And yeah, I don't think they're faking this. I think they legitimately are stunning each other, because how can you fake this if one of the guys actually is gonna try and stun you because he thinks this is all real?
Ah! Got him! No, you did not!
Go!
But Chico ends up just wiping the floor with everybody until he finally gets out. And it gets to the point where Chase ends up being in the last taser fight.
Wow. Skyler, you're up.
You got this.
Come on, mama.
And he's kind of nervous because he's like, I don't have to stun a woman. But they make it even worse because they make Skylar, the one he's going against, completely hysterical and just so not wanting any part of this.
Let's call a truce.
Ready?
Why not? Let's just call a truce. Both of us can win.
On my mark.
You can win. I don't care about winning. I just really don't want to get shot. Please.
Oh. Set. Oh.
Please. I'm begging you.
Our winner, Chase. How about a round of applause? The guy made it all the way.
All right.
So now as we wrap up the episode, we start to see some alliances forming.
Let's go talk for a second. Alliances form in every great reality show, and ours begins now.
So Lavernius approaches Chase for an alliance for him, Chase, Skylar, the girl that he just, traumatized like an hour ago. And then the other guy that he's kind of buddies with, I don't remember his name. Alan?
There's power in numbers, and you got to team up with somebody now, or else you could be gone. We know where we stand, right?
Yeah, we know where we stand. Do you want to talk to him?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll find the time.
Okay. I'll find time to talk to this guy.
But then after that, I thought we were going to get this whole eviction ceremony because they were talking it up and there was still a few minutes left of the episode, but no, they're just teasing it for next episode. So we will see next time. So yeah, guys, that was Joe Schmo episode 1. Like I mentioned, I do want to go back to the old one, so maybe before we follow up on this, we'll also go take a look at the older show. So stay tuned for that. If you guys liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, share with your friends, subscribe if you're new here and you enjoyed. All that stuff helps out the channel. Me. A lot. Thank you again to Babbel for sponsoring. Don't forget to check out my link below. Get 60% off your subscription. Thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.
I'm in chronic wrist pain. Chris James, I'm a dog in missing games. Chris James, your bitch